Alright, welcome back to Papa Pops. Uh, this is our part two of that list of One Piece that we think that they should make of different characters. Again, I want to go ahead, before we get into this too deep, I want to say thank you again to everybody uh, for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, so on and so forth. Uh, I also want to go ahead and remind everybody about the giveaway that we have once we hit 100 plus, that we'll be giving away this Stormtrooper. Uh, and we'll let you guys know the video after we hit that 100 plus subscribers as to how to go ahead and register for this. So that way we can pick a name out for this. But again, I'm going to be trying to read off different names of One Piece characters. Some of them I already know, but some of them are kind of hard to pronounce and stuff. So forgive me if I butcher them, because I'm going to. Uh, but we'll go ahead and start the part two of this. So, one of the ones I think that quite honestly they should make would be like a 5 pack, the Vinsmoke. Six if they want to go ahead and actually add the father. So those of you who've watched that much of the show will know what I'm talking about because I thought they were interesting and I think that those characters are pretty cool. Another one would be Chu, uh, which is one of Arlong's officers. Another one that's another interesting one that started off way at the very beginning would be Kobe. It's a character that they have not made yet, and there's several that they could make. They could make the one at the very, very beginning. They could make the one where he becomes like a corporal or whatever they call it, or a henchman or whatever. And they could also make one with him as an officer later on, too. Um, Dalton would be a really interesting one that they could make. And when they do, they can make a chase version of him within his transformation or something, or just make it some kind of a specialty series, or again, I'm not trying to tell them how to make these or whatever, but I'm just giving ideas as to how they can distribute these, so that way they can get more interest in them. But they're One Piece; they're going to have interest, I believe. Um, Another one I thought would be an interesting one was Diamante. I enjoyed the character when I was watching. I thought that would be a cool one because again, when you look at all these One Piece characters, they're all very interesting looking and stuff. So and unique in their own way. So having them, added to the collection just adds that much more texture layer to your collection, I believe. But another one would be Corazon. I enjoyed that character. Uh, it's one that I think they should have made a long time ago, but we haven't gotten. I think they made it as a mini, but they never made it in the 4-inch funko, and I would love to see that one. Another one would be Duke Dogstorm. Again, another interesting character that was really good, and you don't realize how good the character is until you get further on into the series. But I enjoyed that character, as well as Master Cat Viper that they could go ahead and make a Funko of. Duval. Uh, and for those of you who might not know who I'm talking about, Duval was a character that they put on a wanted poster of Sanji. So if they wanted to, they could always go ahead and make a Duval, and then make a second one as a chase where, then he looks really good and everything. And if they wanted to, they could also make the wanted poster with his face on it, but put the Sanji in front of it or whatever. Or they can make two different versions. One is a chase where you have Sanji in front of it, and then make one with, Duval in front of his own wanted poster of his picture. But I think that those are all different interesting ideas I think they could make just with that one character. Another one would be Inaru. Inaru is a really cool character. Um, Fujitora. I thought that was a really good character. Uh, and again, we need more characters like that. That are, the admirals and the generals and all that stuff. Uh, Another one I thought was really neat was Giamon, the guy in the chest. I thought he was really cool. And again, just another one you can add to your collection to say, hey, I got more One Piece characters. Uh, Ganfall was another good one that I really enjoyed. And I think a lot of people, as they get into the story, they start thinking about some of these characters. I think they're interesting to look at. Um, Gecko Moria as a 6-inch. I think that would be another interesting one. Uh, and again, it's a big character, so that's why I'm saying 6-inch. Uh, Genzu, the sheriff of Nami's hometown. I thought another character that they could make where he was younger, and if they wanted to make a chase or a variant that's like a specialty series or con exclusive, whatever, where he's got the scars all over him and everything. Um, I think he'd be another interesting one to just add more depth to the collection. Another one is um, Hachi, the octopus that was with Arlong and them, because I enjoyed that character immensely throughout the whole storyline. Uh, the way they built that character. And for those of you that maybe haven't seen that far or uh, uh, don't know what I'm talking about, just continue watching because you will enjoy that character later. Another one, and again, this is one I really think that they should be making because with them making season 2 and everything, I'm pretty sure that this character in the live action of season 2 is going to be there, and that's Dr. Hirilok, Tony Chopper's father. Uh, he was an interesting character to me, and I think that quite honestly it'd be a really good one for them to put out there. Killer, man, Killer's another one of them that is one of Law's crew members, who's like his first mate. And there's so many ways they can make this character. They can make him with his mask. They can make him with his mask broken. Maybe as a chase or whatever. They could also make a con exclusive one of him where he's got the wrappings around his head and stuff like that, like he's a mummy or whatever. But there's so many ways they can make that character, and that character was really awesome. So I think that would be another good one for them to make. Another one would be Kenemon, the samurai. And again, I talking with my oldest son, who's really deep into this show with me, he kind of gave me that idea that maybe a chase of him, kind of like they did with the buggy, where he's in pieces. And for anybody who's watched that far, you'll understand what we mean by that too. Because if they made it like that, that'd be kind of cool as a chase, I think. Another one, and I think this is probably a pretty important one for them to do, because again, with the live action season 2 coming up, I'm pretty sure this character is going to be in there. And a lot of people that watch the anime already love this character. But that would be Dr. Kurasha. And that's Chopper's mentor that teaches him how to be a doctor. She also stands in somewhat as a mom to Chopper. So I think that'd be another good one. Another one I think that would be kind of interesting, and again, this is one of those ones where if they made it, it only makes sense if they made it like an 18-inch, which is Oris Jr., Little Oris Jr. It was a huge character, and again, 6 inches isn't big enough for that character. I think that an 18-inch is something that would put that spectrum in there when it's standing next to the 4 inches. And again, I know personally I would buy it. Another one would be Magellan, the Vice Warden of Imperial Down. And make him as a 6-inch, because again, you're talking about a character who's really, really big compared to the others. So a 6-inch would just kind of make sense if they made that character. Another one is Maji, which is Buggy's first mate. Another fun character that I think that quite honestly would be nice to be, that you could just kind of put with Buggy. Monet. Monet worked with Caesar the Clown. And again, those of you who haven't got that far, you'll understand that this is a character that quite honestly would be pretty cool just to have. Another one, and again, this is kind of like a must because, again, it's a very intricate part of the character storyline and everything. That's Monkey D. Dragon. And I'm not going to go too much in depth as to who the character is or whatever, but those of you who watched that far know who he is. And for those of you who get there will understand that, yeah, this is a character that we really need to see as a Funko. Another one I think that would be kind of cool is Mr. 2, Bon Clay. Man, we need to see this character. This character is so freaking awesome. And I know originally when people were watching the character and stuff at the beginning, they kind of are a little annoyed by the character, but I think it would be a good one. And if they wanted to, what they could always do is a chase of it, or again a specialty series or con exclusive, where he's in prison garb. And I'm not going to go too deep into that, so that way those people who haven't seen that far, it doesn't ruin too much of it, because that would be another good one. Mr. 3 would be another good one, I think. And then there's all kinds of those numbers that they could be making that would add to the layers of characters that you'd have in your collection. But I think those two are very important for those of us who enjoy this. I also think that a 2-pack of Rebecca with the toy soldier would be kind of an interesting one if they made that. I really enjoyed that whole story arc with Rebecca and the soldier and everything, and I think that would be a nice one as a 2-pack. Another one would be Rob Lucci. I enjoyed Rob Lucci. That character again was well written, well created, and everything, so I think that would be a nice one. But another one would be Silver's Relay, or Rayleigh, I mean. Silver's Rayleigh was a really good character. And I would, again, any number of these ones that I'm mentioning, I would buy myself. Another one, again, this is right there in that first arc, towards the end, and then later on, Smoker. Smoker is such a cool character. And I don't even want to put it where there's a limitation as to what they would do with him, because, I mean, they can just make a regular Smoker, and then there's one they can make with him in transformation and everything. So there's a variety of things that they could do with Smoker, man. So make it happen, Funko. Another one I would really love to see, personally, is Yasop, which is Usopp's dad. Man, I've got to see it. And then they could make it as a con exclusive if they had to, so that way, it's one that wouldn't, be out everywhere. But that would be a cool one. And another one would be Zaif. Zaif, I think that quite honestly would be a really good one for them to make. And let me go ahead and put this out there. I know that I said the 118-inch, and I know that Funko's really not making much of that right now, but another one I think that they should make an 18-inch, and it only makes sense, would be Kaido in his dragon form. And I know that they're coming out with a 6-inch or whatever, but man, Kaido in an 18-inch, if you had that on a desk and on the other side you had an 18-inch of Gear 5 Luffy with Smile, those would be two epic ones. I think that quite honestly would just be like the cherry on top of the cake for everybody. But make those two 18-inchers, and man, I'd be in heaven. But I know there's a lot more out there that I'm not mentioning. Maybe in future videos, as I do some more research and going back in those videos or whatever I'm watching, maybe I'll get some other names out there. But those are ones that I think that would add a lot of texture to our collections. And with that said, again, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. This is a lot of fun for me. It's therapeutic for me. I get to do something because little do most of you probably know, I had a heart attack back in February, and I'm now sitting at home with a life vest on. So this is all I get to do, is just kind of like sit around the house right now and think of ideas for these videos and stuff. And it fills my heart with joy to kind of share my ideas with people and hope that maybe the powers to be are listening to some of this, is that way we can see some of this stuff. But I want to just remind everybody, keep on watching the videos. Subscribe to them if you haven't. Get others out there to subscribe to them by sharing the videos and stuff and talking to people. Like, comment, and ring the bell so that way you can get notifications of future videos. And with all that said and everything, I just want to say thank you to everybody again. I can't say thank you enough to all of you. But with all that, I just want to say, Shakya.